Done? So let's start. Right heading, trial balance. Right heading, trial balance. Switch off those lights. Cash memo is consignment memo. Not it's consignment memo. Thought it as a cash payment. It's not a cash payment. Consignment. When goods are sent on consignment, we write an entry called consignment to goods sent on consignment. That both the parties we don't write it. Done? Ready? Hello. Take a fresh page. Right heading, trial balance. See, what is this meaning of the word trial balance? Chalo, see here. Double entry system has got an accounting process. Okay, na? It's not good. Okay. So in this double entry system of accounting process, always remember when business transactions and events happen, there will be a proof for that called source document. There will be a proof for that called source document. What do you mean by source document? Say that a particular transaction has happened. What is the proof that a transaction has happened? For that, the proof is bill, challan, receipt, or nothing is available ante voucher. Voucher is nothing but internally generated document to prove. Say for example, I went in a flight, I'll get a ticket. I went in an auto, I'll get a ticket. You prove. That expenditure has to be created. So for that, the document is called voucher. Also like receipts, challans, bills, invoice, different documents will be there. These are all documentary evidence that what has happened. With the help of the documentary evidence, source document, we prepare something called journal. You know that in journal we do recording. Recording will do with the help of a journal entry. The process of this is known as journalizing. The process of this is known as journalizing. Clear? So this journal, once it is recorded, all business transactions and events, then we prepare something called ledger. Then we prepare something called ledger. In ledger, what we do, we simply prepare accounts. And I told you one point. In journal, we write one debit, we write one credit. Always it should be equal. That is what is our double entry system, right? Same debit account, credit account, again I'll open in the journal. Account which is debited, account which is credited. Again these two should be equal. So account which is debited, account which is credited. Debit account, credit account, which are both are equal. Am I clear? So once this is done, this process is known as classification. This process is known as recording. So we transfer the entries from journal to ledger, which is known as posting. And in the last class, we have seen that once you prepare the ledger, you get some balances. Okay? A ledger will show which balance? Debit balance, credit balance, both are. Both it will never show. Any one it will. Both ante at a time it will show debit and credit. So any one. Either it will show a debit balance or it will show a credit balance. Generally in an accounting, there are only two steps. First step is called journal. Last step is called ledger. As I told you in the last class, all non-commerce students, now you are converted into commerce, no more non-commerce you are. Because any further chapter we study, concepts are different. And we will do that for different purposes. But at the end of the day, in every chapter, you will have either journal entries or ledger posting. Please understand. If you want to be thorough in your accounts, first you should be thorough in your journal and ledger. If you are not thorough in the journal and ledger, You don't get anything further charge. Here, so after that, generally we have to prepare something called final accounts. But before we go for final accounts, we'll prepare something called trial balance. Sir, what is this trial balance is all about, sir? I've given a double entry system, double effect of debit and credit, that too equal debit and credit. Again, I prepared one debit account, I prepared one credit account, that too equal debit and credit account. Where we need to try to understand that whether your debit and credit accounts are equal or not. So for that, what I am going to do, I am going to go for a trial to check that my debit balances have matched with my credit balances are. So that statement, this is nothing but a statement of ledger balances. This is nothing but a statement of ledger balances is known as trial, where with the help of the statement of ledger balances, we'll prepare something called final account. So just to preparation of final accounts, what you do is called trial balance. The first step in accounting is journal. Second step in accounting is ledger. Third step in accounting is trial balance. And the last step is known as final account. Okay. Sir, what does trial balance do? Nothing. This is how the format of trial balance. What we simply do is we prepare trial balance as on a particular date, 31st March 2026. It is not prepared daily. See, journal is there. Journal is which book? Day book. Ledger is there. Ledger is which book? Periodical book. I told you, no. Ledger will you prepare every day? No. Weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly, based on the number of transactions. The more the number of transactions, less the frequency. Less the number of transactions, more the frequency. We'll post it up there. Okay. This is called periodical book. This is called day book. Now this periodical book and the day book that you open, the ledgers we need to prepare, but this is a statement which is prepared as on a particular date. What will be there in this statement? The statement simply says there is a serial number, name of account, we have debit and we have credit. Serial number, name of account, we have debit, we have, okay now? Simply what you should do, serial number, capital, which balance? Serial number 2, assets, which balance? Serial number 3, liabilities. Serial number 4, expenses. Serial number 5, incomes. Of the day, your debit should match with. This is how you do the totals. Okay. So whatever the natures of accounts that you may have, capital will be 1, assets will be only 1. How many number of assets you have, those assets you write. And buildings, plant, machine, furniture, fitting, provided, all we will write. Then liabilities, the various liabilities you have, various expenses you incur, various incomes that you have, everything will be posted. Everything will be, this is how you will have your posting that we prepare. Clear? Now once this has balanced, it means that trial balance simply shows arithmetical accuracy. Trial balance simply shows arithmetical accuracy. What is the meaning of the word arithmetical? Numbers game. Your numbers game is perfect. You have perfectly done your numbers. Your numbers game is awesome. Okay, na? But that doesn't mean that your accounts are perfect. Adhen, sir, if my accounts are not perfect, how my trial balance will tally, sir? I'll give you one classic example to understand this. Let's assume you started business with a capital. Started business with capital. Let's assume you have started a business with capital of 1 lakh. Okay, now tell me the entry. Cash account debtor to capital. Cash how much? Capital how much? So if you open a trial balance, one debit, one credit. Cash comes in what? 1 lakh. Capital comes in what? Credit. How much? Okay, na? So your cash and capital both will tally or agree or not? Okay, na? Let us assume you a mistake. Capital was introduced how much? By mistake you have written. By mistake you have written 10 lakhs. Cash 10 lakhs, bank 10 lakhs. Won't it tally or not? Will it tally or not? Okay, na? For mistake, but still is your account showing? Capital was only 1 lakh, but I have written entry how much? Is it mistake or not? So there are n number of errors that happen, but trial balance doesn't show, it doesn't affect. There is a transaction which happened. There is a source document. I have not written in journal. What will happen? It will not show. There is a transaction which has happened. I have written twice. Wrong amounts twice. Wrong account twice. Errors, but trial balance will not show. There are n number of errors like that. That all I'll teach you when we go to rectification of. Here I'll tell you what are those errors which trial balance agree, which trial balance doesn't agree. So there are some errors where sometimes your trial balance will not agree and your total will not match. It itself shows that there are some errors because your debit is not equal to credit. So pakka there are some errors here. So this is what is the story of your trial. To prepare this trial balance, there are methods. What are the methods that we have in the preparation of trial balance? First method is known as balance method. First method is known as balance method. Second method is known as totals method. Second method is known as totals method. What is the meaning of the word balance method? It is like this. Where you open a particular account, where you will write two balance brought down, you have a amount plus minus if you do, you will get by balance carried down. This balance carried down, what I told you in ledger was balance and or no? This is what we have learned in the ledger. With these balances of an account, after netting of debits with credits, you net off debits with credits. After netting off, whatever left out is known as balance of an account. This balance of an account will be listed. What do you do? Under this method, prepare a trial balance. You have debits, you have credits, you put an account. That account will show either debit balance or that account will show either credit balance. Okay? This type of method is known as balance method. Generally, this will be done after closing ledgers. Without closing ledgers, you can't do this. Pakka your ledgers has to be closed. Am I clear? Next, what is totals method? Under totals method, what happens, ledgers are not closed. Ledgers are not closed. And we are not at the end of the year. Generally, end of the year only ledgers will be closed. Ledgers are not closed. Still, I want to check my accuracy. Ledgers are not closed. Still, I want to check my accuracy. In such a cases, we will follow the totals method. In this method, what will happen, you prepare an account where you write opening balance, you write some plus, you write some minus, you don't close your accounts. Then total the debits, total the credits. Okay. Then you prepare a trial balance. Where in the trial balance, what happened? Debit, credit will be there. You write an account. For that account, you will have debit total, you will have credit total. It is not balance. For that account, you have a debit total, you have a credit total. Again, you take another account. Again, you will have a debit total, you have a credit total. Like that, for every account, debit side total, credit side total. We don't balance the ledger. Ledgers are still alive. Ledgers are not closed. In middle of the year you want to do, then you go for no, sir. At the end of the day, I finish my journal, I finish my ledger, I want to prepare my trial balance. Then best method that you follow is balance method. And practically most used method is balance method. Okay? Is what? Your trial balance is simple concept called trial balance. Am I clear? Write some quick notes. Introduction. Introduction. Right. Under double entry system, under double entry system, all transactions and events, the double entry system, all transactions and events are recorded, are recorded. The book called journal, the book called journal, called journal, the help of source document. Called journal, the help of source document. Journal is a daybook. Journal is a daybook where day-to-day transactions, day-to-day transactions are recorded in a chronological order. Day-to-day transactions are recorded in a chronological order. Chronological, yes, it is. Again, full stop. Recording will be done with the help of a journal entry. Recording will be done with the help of a journal entry. Recording will be done with the help of a journal entry. All such journal entries, all such journal entries be classified all such journal entries will be classified to various accounts, the ledger. All such journal entries will be classified various accounts in ledger. A ledger account will show ledger account will show either a debit balance. A ledger account will show either a debit balance or a credit balance. The account will show either a debit balance or a credit balance. The third step in accounting process. The third step in accounting process is preparation of trial balance. The third step in accounting process is preparation of trial balance. Preparation of trial balance. Next line. Trial balance is a statement. Trial balance is a statement which contains various ledger balances. Which contains various ledger balances. Trial balance is a statement which contains various ledger balances as on a particular date. As on a particular as on a particular stop. It forms as a base. It forms as a base where forms as a base to prepare final account. Forms as a base to prepare final accounts. Prepare final accounts. Trial balance shows arithmetical accuracy. Trial balance shows arithmetical accuracy of books of accounts. Trial balance shows arithmetical accuracy of books of accounts. Next, format of trial balance. Getting you right? Format of trial balance. Okay na? Next, format raskunnara? Write this format, serial number. Write like this exactly. Write like this. Trial balance as on a particular date. Take this format. Take down this format. బేసికల్గా క్యాపిటల్, అసెట్స్, లయబిలిటీస్, ఎక్స్పెన్స్, ఇన్కమ్సే ఉంటాయి. రైట్ నోట్. అగ్రిమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof of accuracy of books of accounts. Agreement of trial balance is not proof of accuracy of books of accounts. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof of accuracy of books of accounts because any mistakes or errors arise will arise even after agreement of trial. Even after agreement of trial balance, mistakes or errors will arise even after agreement of trial. Clear? See you now. This is what is trial balance story is all about. Trial balance contains a various ledger balance on a particular date. It forms a basis for preparation of financial statements. If it tallies, it means that accounts are arithmetically accurate, but such errors may still remain undetected. Therefore, it is important to carefully journalize and post the ledgers following the accounting. What is that is given? Right, next heading. Objectives of trial balance. Objectives of preparing trial balance. Objectives of trial. Then, let's see here. Trial balance enables one to establish whether the posting and other process have been carried out without committing arithmetical errors. In other words, trial balance helps to establish arithmetical accuracy of books of account. First objective. Trial balance establishes arithmetical accuracy of books of accounts. Trial balance establishes arithmetical accuracy of accounts. Second, financial statements are normally prepared on the basis of agreed trial balance. Otherwise, financial statements will not give the true and fair view because we make a systematic recording of business transactions. What we want is not trial balance, true and fair view we need. Okay, right. Financial statements are prepared. Second object. Financial statements are prepared on the basis of agreed trial balance. Financial statements are prepared on the basis of agreed trial balance. The basis of agreed trial balance. Third, here, trial balance serves as a summary of what is contained in the ledger. Ledgers may have been seen only when details are required in that third object. It's a summary of all ledger balances. It's a summary of all ledger. This is a format of trial balance, serial number, ledger account name, debit balance, credit balance. Under mentioned points may be noted. A trial balance is prepared on a particular date. Okay, it should be mentioned at the top. So please remember, this is not a daily book. This is not a periodical book. This is prepared as on a particular date. Generally, when is that date? At the end of the year. End of the year, last date we will prepare this. Clear? In second column, the name of the account is written like this. Third column, debit amount of the concern will be debited. Fourth column, credit will be credited. Third and fourth columns are total at the end of the. This is the process of preparation of trial balance. Clear? Next, write heading. Limitations of trial balance. You write limitations of trial balance. One should note that agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof for accuracy of books of accounts. Okay, because there will be many errors which will be there even after agreement of trial balance. So when you prepare trial balance, debit, credit, both tally, still there can be errors. What are those? We will see now. Right, first point. Agreement of trial balance. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof. Agreement of trial balance is not a conclusive proof of accuracy of books of account. Of accuracy of books of next. See next. In other words, in spite of agreement of trial balance, some errors may still remain. కొన్ని errors ఉంటాయి. However, like that. These may be following types. This is all I will tell you when we go to a chapter called rectification of errors. There we will study something called types of errors. We'll study something called types of errors. There I will tell you what are those types. Some examples we are giving. Transaction has been not at all entered in the journal. One transaction has happened, but that is not written in journal. If it is not written in journal, will it come in ledger? Will it come in trial balance? Will it come in final accounts? No, it will. Where it will affect? A wrong amount has been written in both the columns of the journal. Just now I have told you 1 lakh. You wrote it as 10 lakhs. Debit you have written 10 lakhs, credit you have written 10 lakhs. Both are mistakes. But still trial balance will agree because debit is equal to credit. Ante in double entry system, greatness ento telusara. You do mistake also, do correct mistake. We do mistake also, you do correct mistake. Your trial balance will agree, your balance sheet will tally, you will be happy thinking that I am a great accountant. There are some errors still. Okay, na? A wrong account has been mentioned in the journal. I have to write rent, I have written salary. Rent is expense, salary is expense, still your trial balance will tally. Entry has not at all been posted in the ledger. Journal we have written. From journal, debit hasn't come, credit hasn't come. Nothing will happen. Entry is posted twice in the ledger. These are some of the mistakes or errors we do. Still your trial balance will tally or agree. Okay? Still, the preparation of trial balance is very useful. Without it, preparation of financial statements would be second point, Ross. In spite of many errors, trial balance will agree. Trial balance will agree or tally. Trial balance will agree or tally. Trial balance will agree or, yeah. Right, next heading. Methods of preparation of trial balance. Methods of preparation of trial balance. Methods of preparation of trial balance. Write like this. Middle of the page you write methods, divide that into two. Of the page you write methods, please divide that into. Divide that into two. Balance method, totals method. Under balance method you write. Under this method, trial balance is prepared. Under this method, trial balance is prepared with the help of. Under this method, trial balance will be prepared with the help of. Help of. Help of ledger balances. Ledger balances of each account. Of each account. Balances of each account. An account may show either a debit balance. An account may show either a debit balance or a credit balance. Account may show either a debit balance or a credit balance. Just symbolically write like that. On trial balance you draw trial balance and draw చేసి debit credit account debit account credit. Both should tally. ఓకేనా సార్ అది then come to totals method. Comes to totals method right there. Under this method, ledger accounts are not balanced. Ledger accounts are not balanced and ledger accounts are not balanced and Trial balance is prepared. Trial balance is at any time in the middle of the year. Trial balance is prepared any time in the middle of the year. Time, the middle of the year. Under this method, debits are totaled. Under this method, debits are totaled, comma, credits are also totaled. Under this method, debits are totaled, comma, credits are also totaled, and both totals will be presented in balance sheet. And both totals will be presented in balance sheet. Both totals will be presented in balance sheet. For this purpose, ledgers need not. This purpose, ledgers need not be closed. Write this format. So trial balance rasesi. Write this. Account, debit, credit. Account, debit, credit. Debit total, credit total, both total should be Anna. This is what it's all about. The trial. Clear? Let's do problems of this. Look at illustration number 1. Look at illustration number. Given below is a ledger extract relating to a business of X company as on 31st March. You are required to prepare a trial balance by, but always first better to prepare with this method. Then we will do totals method. What is balance method? What is totals method? I'll explain one account. Understand this carefully. Okay, see here now. The first account that we have is which account? Cash always has some opening balance, so they started with capital, sales. Then I've got furniture, salaries, sham, cash purchases, capital. Okay? So after that, they closed their account, 35,000. They deducted all their credits. They got a balance of. Sir, how do you know that 7,500 is a balance, sir? By balance carried. By balance carried on is also the balancing. Logic is very simple. If you want to follow the balance method, simply pick up this. If you want to follow the totals method, total this, leaving this closing balance. So you'll get a debit total, you'll get a credit total. Change it, do it on calculator. This is 35,500. Already done. Here, do this total. 3,000. 28. Understood? Like that. Here. So first we'll do the problem under balance method, then we do it under totals. So right now. solution for 1. Trial balance of Xenco as on, what is the date? 31st March 20. Trial balance of Xenco as on 31st March 20. Serial number of account. Debit amount. Credit amount. Now, Anna, ready? Now we'll follow the balance method first. లేదంటే ఇక్కడ హెడ్డింగ్ లో రాసేయండి balance method. Hello, look at one by one. First one. చెప్పండి రా. Cash account shows which balance? Debit balance. Everyone, see here now. Cash account shows debit balance, but we have 7,500 on the credit side. No, a debit balance or credit balance? Balance. Sir, how it is debit balance? From debit side only we got that to credit side is extra debit, so it is a debit balance. Okay, right. Cash account debit side, how much? 7,000. Cash account debit side 7,000. Second is furniture account. See, furniture showing which balance? Here you will clearly understand. See, furniture we have only debit entry, we don't have credit entry, but from debit only you got the balance. So this is not a credit balance, this is debit balance. And which side is higher, that side will be the balance. So what is that? Furniture, how much? Right, second one, furniture 1,000. Third, salaries. Salaries have how much balance? 2,500. Again, this is a debit balance. So right, salaries, how much? 2,500. Cash, furniture, salaries. Next, fourth one, sham. Sham is a personal account. You can get a debit, you can take a credit, anything you may get. See here which side we got. So it's a credit balance and the 3,500. Right, sham 3,500. Debit, put a dash. Debit, put a fifth one, purchases. Purchase is always a debit actually. 1,000, 25,000, got 26,000. Right, purchases 26,000 debit. Sixth, purchase returns, credit balance. Purchase returns, 600. Sixth, seventh, RAM account. Which side we got balance? Debit balance 4,900. Right, RAM account 4,900. Next, sales account. Sales account. Which side we got balance? Amma. 500. Purchase return. Next, sales 30,000. 30,000. Sales RAM. Next, sales returns. Right. Sales return. Right. Debit balance. Tenth, capital. Capital credit balance 9,005. That's it. It's done. Chalo. What do you do now? Close the debits, close the credits. 44,000. So from every particular account, after you balance an account, pick up the balance. It may show a debit balance, it may show a credit balance. Whichever balance it shows, there you write. Done. Same problem now we need to do under totals method. Okay, proceed Malli. Trial balance of Xenco as on 31st March 22. Balance method. Totals method. Serial number. Name of account. Debit amount. Credit amount. Serial number. Name of account. Debit amount. Credit amount. Done now? Let us start one by one. First one. What was the first account? Cash account. Just see the totals ra. Cash debit total ఎంత ఉంది నాన్న 35,500. Credit total ఎంత వచ్చింది 20. Hey, same ఉండదా? Balance తీసుకోకూడదు. You should not take this. 28,000. Right. Cash and rasi. Debit side 35,500. Credit side you write 28. Right? Second. What was the second account? Furniture account. Only debit we had 3,000. Kada? Credit we did not had. చూసుకోండి. See this account. Only debit undi. Credit లేదు. Third, salaries. Salaries also only debit 2,500. No credit. $2,500. No credit. Fourth. Sham account. Now just look at Sham account. Leave this closing balance. Credit is 25,000, debit is 21,500. Okay? Right. 21,500, 25,000. Debit is 21,500, credit is 25,000. Fifth. After sham, what we have? Purchases. See, purchases, leave this balance. So only debits you have 26,000. Right. Purchases. Debits you write 26,000. Credits put it at. Sixth one. Purchase returns. Purchase return, leave this balance. Only credits we have 500. Right. Purchase return, only credit 500. Seventh. RAM account, leave this 4,900. Debit is 30,000. Credit is 25,100. Account adi. Debit is 30,000. Credit is 25. Eighth one. Sales account. Sales account. No debits, only credits, 30,000. Ninth. Sales అయిపోయింది. Sales return. Balance వదిలేయండి. Only debit we have. Sales return account. Only debit 100. Credit put. Capital account. Debit is leave balance. Debit is 500. Credit is 10,000. Capital. Debit is, credit is, debit total you do 1,19,100. Same total you should get credit. 1,19,100 debit, 1,19,100 credit. Era, understood? Good. So this is how you do under totals method and balance method. So this is simply summary of all ledger balances. From ledger, what are balances we have, we pick it up, we put it in the trial balance. Just we are putting a trial whether our debits are equal to credits or not. From here we'll prepare final account. Okay. So next, continue. Second illustration. Taking the same information is given in illustration and prepare by balance method. We have already completed. Okay, last one. Next heading, suspense account. Next heading you write suspense account. See, what do you mean by suspense? What happens to it? What's happening also we don't know. That is called suspense account. In spite of best efforts, many a times what happens, you prepare your trial balance. End of the day, your trial balance will not. Your trial balance has not tallied. Where is the mistake? Mistake can be in journal. Mistake can be in ledger. Mistake can also be there in the preparation of trial balance. Sometimes after best efforts, your trial balance will not tally or agree. In such cases, we'll open an account called suspense account. See, I prepare a trial balance where in my trial balance I've got my debit and I've got my credit. Debit total is 10,000 and my credit total is 9,000. Did not tally. Okay, now I have two options with me. One, I can make both 10,000. Second, I should make both 9,000. Which is possible, you tell me? Both are possible. You write here minus 1,000, it will become 9,000. Here you will write plus 1,000, both will become 10,000. Two options will have. But we can't write minus 1,000. Rather, what we'll do, we'll write plus 1,000 and we'll make this as 10,000. And what is this 1,000? Do you know? Don't know. So we'll put that to a special account called. If you got a balance on the credit side, it will become a liability. If you got the balance on the debit side, it will become a asset. So in your balance sheet, the suspense can come on the asset side, or your suspense can also come on the liability side. Any side. Clear? What? How do you prepare your suspense? Clear? Good. If the trial balance does not agree for after transferring the balance of all ledger accounts including cash and bank balances, also errors are not located timely, then the trial balance is tallied by transferring the difference of debit or credit side to an account known as. This is a temporary account open to proceed further to prepare. Rules for preparing the trial balance. While preparing the trial balance from the given ledger of balances, the following rule should be taken. The balances of all assets, expenses, losses, drawings are placed on the debit column. Balance of all liabilities, incomes, gains, capital are in the credit column. Already Chermic. I've given you that format in that only. Right, suspense account. Right. Sometimes, in spite of best efforts, trial balance will not tally. Trial balance will not tally or agree. Sometimes, in spite of best efforts, the trial balance will not tally or agree. Then reasonable steps or measures are taken. Then reasonable steps or measures are taken to tally or agree the trial balance. Tally or agree the trial balance. By checking journal, the and trial balance. Checking journal, the and trial balance. If errors cannot be located, trial balance is closed. Errors cannot be located. Trial balance is closed temporarily. Trial balance is closed temporarily by transfer to. Trial balance is closed temporarily by transfer to suspense account. Suspense account can show a debit balance. Suspense can show a debit balance. Brackets you write assets. Brackets you write assets. Asset. Assets kaadu asset. Comma. Credit balance. Brackets you write liability. Which will be placed in balance sheet. based in once all errors are rectified. Once all errors are rectified, comma, once all errors are rectified, comma, suspense gets closed. Suspense gets closed automatically. Suspense gets closed. We have some more problems, 1, 2, 3, that we'll do it tomorrow.